Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Hotep. Namaste. Jumbo. Ashe. All the greetings of love and light to the darkest minds of the light. Welcome to the R.I.S E channel. Reality is simulated existence is the acronym. So let's just quickly get into this. This is going to be quick. One thing about me is I don't give misinformation when it comes to advice on health. But because I want to follow YouTube guidelines, let's just ask the question, is menopause possibly delayed with increased frequency of sexual activity in women, of course, because menopause occurs in women. So there are people out here who don't know what they are unfamiliar with the study and not familiar at all with women's health care. So let's take a quick look at a couple of articles that I just Googled. I mean, I have information here, but I mean, in my own library of references, but I want to screen share some interesting articles. You can do your own research if you're interested in women's bodies, women's health. Shout out to Captain Tazariak. He said he's doing a lot of studying on women's health. And the stuff that he was saying I was very impressed, and it was very good to hear a man who actually is a patriarch, and he's 100% about male leadership, but he's learning about women. It's unfortunate that some men are out here and they don't care, and they are just spewing propaganda, hatred, and everything they say points back to just they're either apathetic about women or have great disdain toward women. But enough about that. Let's get to these articles here and find out what's going on with menopause and before menopause, perimenopause. So let me get these. Let's start with this article, ABC. Oh, excuse me. Let's get this article right here. I think I screen shared this. Yes, I did. So let's read it. So I had spoken to a woman on a panel. Everything I do, my trolls, my stalkers, and even some fans and supporters, they listen to a lot that I say. So my trolls and stalkers try to push that I'm misinforming people and that I'm not a qualified women's health care specialist. I told a woman that sexual activity, according to studies, has been seen to delay or postpone menopause. Now, remember, I'm not giving medical advice because YouTube. I'm going to read a study and let people make their own decisions. And you tell me if I'm wrong about what I told a woman on a panel, why is a man even speaking about that? Please stay in your lane if you are trying to be hateful toward women, trying to misinform women, and turn women against other women who give them very good advice. Sexual activity may help delay menopause. Oh, really? Because one of my stalkers and slanderers was on a panel saying that he was appalled in Auntie's closet that I gave a woman that advice. Sexual activity may help delay menopause. A study is showing this. This is an article by Dr. John Smith. We will look at some information on him at the end of this article. Some women with weekly sexual activity were 28% less likely to begin menopause. Auntie Chrissy, please stay in your lane and leave me alone. It's getting creepy now. You're right. Stop talking about me. This is my lane. And I know what I'm talking about when I give women suggestions and give them advice that is readily available if you just do a quick Google search, which I'm sure you do all the time. Okay, but let's get to this information for the women. Women with more active sex lives may experience menopause later in life, Aunt Chrissy, according to the result of a 10-year study, Auntie's Closet. Published by the Royal Society Open Science, the study showed that women who reported weekly physical intimacy over a decade were about 28% less likely to experience menopause, Miss Harris, than women who reported less than monthly sexual activity. The reason may be because, quote, ovulation requires a lot of energy, and it has also been shown to impair your immune function. From an evolutionary standpoint, if a person is not sexually active, it would not be beneficial to allocate energy to such a costly process, unquote. This was said by Megan Arnault of the University College of London and studies-led author. So a woman led this study, Auntie Chrissy. Okay? You were appalled that I told a woman that if she has sexual intercourse or even autoeroticism and autoeroticism, that you were appalled by that? Why are you appalled by that? Why are you making it like it's something filthy? You sound Christian. You sound Christian. This is medical advice that's given through a 10-year study that has proven this. Okay, so let's keep reading. Doctors have long known that there were many benefits from continued sexual activity, said Dr. Jennifer Wu. Stay in your lane. I know you want to really be Miss Harris, but this is a woman's topic. Not that men, shout out to the brother Captain Tazariak, not that men cannot learn about this, but if I'm speaking to a woman about woman issues and woman situations with women's health, and it is actually solid, ironclad, factual information, please don't get on a panel and say you were appalled that I told a woman that she could possibly, according to the study, delay her menopause because of through sexual intercourse or autoeroticism. Take several seats. Jennifer Wu, an OBGYN at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York City, she, quote, this study highlights a new finding. Women who do not engage in regular sexual activity go through menopause at an early age, unquote, Auntie Chrissy. Okay? Dr. Wu said that, quote, previously. Women who did not participate in the wait, let me go back. No, she did not, excuse me. Dr. Wu did not participate in the project. Quote, with the earlier onset of menopause, patients experience more loss of bone and adverse cholesterol profiles. So that's more sound information, ladies. If you're in menopause, it is important to take calcium supplements for bone building and get exercise, which will also help you to prevent osteoporosis. Okay? All right, let's keep going. The study doesn't explain the exact connection between sex and menopause, but it illustrates a possible association. So the explanation they gave for the immune system isn't exactly why. However, the study has confirmed that sexual activity can delay menopause. Further studies would be required to establish the stronger links of why that is a fact. The study began with a look at approximately 3,000 women 46% were perimenopausal. That means they were not quite in the stage of menopause. It's the perimenopause is before menopause when women are still menstruating. Okay. So this means that in perimenopause women, that means they had some symptoms, and 54% were premenopausal, meaning they had no symptoms. Over the 10-year study, 45% of the women began menopause at an average age of 52. The women studied. Now, if you're at age 52 and you haven't gone through menopause, sexual activity can, as long as possible, delay that according to this study. According to this study, not Menopause opinion. The women studied were described as having sex weekly, monthly, or less than month. Sex was defined as, here it comes, Auntie Chrissy, intercourse, oral sex, touching or caressing. Auntie Chrissy, close your ears, because you said you were appalled that I told the woman autoeroticism. Self-stimulation. Oops. He said on his channel, I was appalled that she told this woman to, quote, and I didn't say, I don't use play with yourself. That's crass. Play with yourself is crass. I said exactly this. Sexual activity, intercourse, or possible autoeroticism can possibly delay menopause. So you keep your ears closed. I'm going to say it again. Auntie's closet. The women studied were described as having sex weekly, monthly, or less than month. Sex was defined as, close your ears, Auntie Chrissy, intercourse, I don't want you to be appalled again, oral sex, touching or caressing, or self-stimulation. Ooh, that's nasty. It's the first time a study has shown a link between frequency of sex and onset of menopause. Arnaud added, we don't want to offer behavioral advice exactly at this point at all. These results are an initial indication that menopause timing may be adaptive in response to the likelihood of becoming pregnant. More research will need to be done in the future. This is the amazing part for me. My theory, this isn't medical advice, is that when the body knows that reproduction is still possible because of because of arousal and orgasm, the body continues to ovulate, which is amazing. The woman's body is truly amazing. Menopause often happens. Now, that was my piece that I added, but let's get back to the actual facts in the study. Menopause often happens when women are in their mid to late 40s or early 50s. It occurs. So this goes for you, ma'am. You know who I'm talking to. The woman who stalks me and is always calling me auntie. You're in your late 40s, ma'am. So you're in the same category as the rest of us. Menopause often happens when women are in their mid to late 40s. That is you. You know who you are. For legal reasons, I'm refraining from actually mentioning your name. But even if I did mention your name in this particular context, it wouldn't affect my case against you. Menopause often happens when women are in their mid to late 40s and early 50s. It occurs, that's you and me, my friend. The one who keeps calling me old and auntie, you and I are in the same boat, sister. It occurs when the ovaries stop producing estrogen and progesterone, and menstrual cycles stop for 12 months. Now, if your cycle hasn't stopped for 12 months, you're not officially in menopause. You're in perimenopause. Many women experience hot flashes, fatigue, headaches, or abdominal cramps. Some experience emotional difficulties as well because your hormones are changing. So that's one article proving that, once again, I'm telling you, it's so easy with these people, especially with the man who acts like he's so smart, and he always proves otherwise. And this isn't just for him, though. This is to show people that when I say something, especially about women's health, I know what I'm talking about because I'm qualified. Okay, let's read another article. This is in Medical News Today. What does Medical News Today say? Well, if you're listening from over at Auntie's Closet, welcome here. Well, I'd like to show you that your leader is always wrong when it comes to me and my information and what he says about my character. It's sad, but let's go ahead and do some more teaching. New research suggests that women who engage in any sexual activity, that would be autoerotic sexual activity, aka, close your ears, Auntie, masturbation. I know, that's so dirty. New research suggests that women who engage in any sexual activity at least once a month tend to experience menopause later in life compared to those who have sex less frequently. A new study, the findings of which appear in the Journal of Royal Society Open Science, has aimed to find out whether the frequency of sexual activity has any bearing on women entering menopause. So we know who did the study, Megan Arnault and Professor Ruth Mace, two women, bless them. Sexual frequency tied to menopause start. Here's the highlight. Arnault and Professor Mace found that women who engage in sexual activity on a weekly basis were less likely to experience early menopause than their peers. And also, as we know, if you go in depth in the study, it can be late menopause. Remember? Go read the article. Find it. Find it in these Royal Society Open Science. And that's about it. This was short and sweet. Is menopause possibly delayed with increased frequency of sexual activity? Any type of sexual activity that arouses a woman and gives her a climax? Well, according to the study, the answer looks like a yes. Peace. Have a good day.